Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. I wish to my beloved lecturer, Madam Nadia, and all my fellow friends. So today, our group will present about the leadership and management in schools, but the discussion will be focusing on the novice teachers' issues and challenges. But before that, my name is Nur Atika Farzana binti Zaini, and I will explain about the introduction to novice teacher.
So, what is meant by novice teacher?
Okay, basically, novice teacher is a teacher who typically has 0 to 3 years of teaching experience and is a newcomer to the teaching profession who is beginning to develop a teaching philosophy, personal teaching style, and also classroom management in the classroom. Okay, now I will proceed to the characteristic of the novice teacher. So first, the characteristic of the novice teacher are mostly the novice teacher followed closely to the stated objective in the prescribed curriculum guidance. Okay, novice teacher actually has a lack of confidence to depart from what was prescribed or to try another alternative teaching methods, even though they believe that some alternative might be better than what they were currently using. But novice teachers tend to act accordingly to the rules and guidelines that have been given by the people with authority, because most of the novice teacher, they have a low self-esteem and also low confidence to do a teaching style by their own. Okay, for the second characteristic of the novice teachers is that most of them are usually engaged with short-term planning. This is because they need extra time and energy to prepare for teaching the following lesson. In addition, their lack of experience and professional knowledge also give an impact on their planning. Besides, these novice teachers, they had little or even no previous experience to fall back on and less knowledge of their students and also the teaching materials. Hence, they need to devote plenty of time and energy to design for some interesting activities and to think of the teaching techniques to set up during the class. In addition, novice teachers also need more time to plan out what kind of question they need to ask and what kind of answers to the questions, so that the answers are theoretically correct and yet simple enough to make sense. Okay, for the third characteristic is that it was found that some novice teachers, they plan each lesson by following the Tyler model closely. So, I'm very sure that you guys are familiar with the word Tyler model, right? And same goes to the word Staba. Okay, so for novice teachers, they use this Tyler model, which is a deductive approach, and it focuses primarily on the product rather than the process for achieving the goals and objectives of the curriculum. Besides, this model, it begins with a set of clear objectives that teachers must plan and work towards achieving the specific outcomes. Okay, finally, in this slide, I will explain about a program planned for a novice teacher, which is called as the Induction and Mentoring Program. So normally, novice teachers are required to participate in the Induction and Mentoring Program unless they are exempted by their principal. And the novice teacher will make a weekly appointment with their mentors regarding the lesson plans, management, and also instruction. Other than that, they will have a scheduled teaching episodes for their mentors in order for their mentors to observe and give some confidential feedback. Besides, they will also take a sub-day to visit other classrooms to observe the veteran teachers' teaching style. Apart from that, The novice teachers will also attend either the novice on-site seminar at their school site or the novice regional seminar K-12, which will be held by using the online platform at the district level, as well as other new teacher academy classes. And at the end of the year, the novice are asked to evaluate the program. But unfortunately, not all schools in Malaysia are implementing this kind of induction program, and some of the schools, they are just doing the informal induction program. Besides, the novice teachers also reflected that some of the schools, they actually have an informal induction program, but the supports that they received were rather lacking. And the mentoring program looked like more like a buddy support system, as the mentor program is not structured and utilized well. In addition, they also expressed some frustrations over the lack of support that they received from school. So, that's all from me. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter to explain more about this topic. Thank you.
Okay, hello and hi, I'm Syahira binti Manizam as a second presenter. Okay, let's move from the leadership and management among novice teacher. Okay, as you know, as we talk about the leadership and also management, it always comes in our mind that the teacher must have a great soft skill, right? Okay, such as communication skills, critical thinking and problem solving skills, ability to work in groups, learning and information management, entrepreneurial skills, ethical, moral, profession skills, and also so on. Okay, that's many, right? Yes, that's all true, but I will share to you the other point. So I will present to you about 5 points in this presentation. Alright? Okay, so let's move for the first point. Okay, so let's go. We go for the first point. Okay, based on the Duke 2004, the first focus of the novice teacher leadership can include being able to lead the activities of students in their classroom. Okay, within the boundaries of the classroom level, for novice teacher, it can also refer to improving their teaching practices as well as being responsible for their own professional learning and development. Okay, such as where the teacher can able to lead the activities of student in their class, such as they can involve the student in leadership opportunities in the classroom, from heading the discussion of a lesson to handing out papers. So when the students are given the opportunities, and especially when they step up and take them on, the teacher also must give them the freedom to struggle and even fail, but still support them. And as our educational pedagogy becomes more project-based, the student will have greater opportunities for deeper learning like this. So as a teacher, from here the teacher and student will can collaborate to design the challenges and areas of inquiry where the student focus deeply on specific aspect of the content and its application. Okay, and then for the second point is always prepared for the teaching and learning. Okay, novice teachers always getting prepared, always get ready, which is they always getting prepared for teaching and learning because of they have a high spirit in teaching, right? Okay, such as that for them prepare for learning and also teaching, like they learn about the concept, theories, and also procedures of the subject, explaining and organizing knowledge about the framework of the subject or a related field, and knowledgeable about the subject and related areas with the evidence and also the facts. So in addition to knowing the subject and content areas what the teacher are taught, so the novice teacher also must have to need to understand the content knowledge and also inquiry in different fields. Okay, And then we go for the third point, which is the novice teacher also always focus on collaboration or team development. So for the novice teachers, during the early of them getting in school, they always find about this, which they need to collaborate with the teacher seniors for them to improve themselves. So they can also focus on collaboration or team development. Okay, based on the previous research, it also found that has shown that young teachers who start teaching are often highly ambitious and passionate about their new profession. Okay, they are very have a high spirit and therefore want to contribute to improving the education inside and also the outside of the classroom. They are very keen on exercising leadership roles, whether it's both formal or informal. So the novice teachers always their ideas is always possible. Innovative practices are important contribution to the school improvement because they can capitalizing on the ideas, they have the skills and also expertise inform and changing instructional practice and so on, and also the school's culture. Okay, and then next we go for the fourth point, okay, which is the novice teacher also can instructing the strategies. Okay, the novice teacher can instructing the strategies. This is because nowadays the many novice teachers before graduating they had experienced the student centered before they went to schools. Because they have learned in their universities, so they already have that experience being in the student-centered lesson. Okay, and now they can apply what they have learned when they come into the practical. Okay, for an example, the teachers can begin to incorporate more student-directed approach by following lectures with 2 to 3 minutes. Student to student discussion. So they have the discussion between the student about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, about the information, they discuss about the information or the issues presented during the lecture. So they come up what the lecturer have teach in the class. So they present. So they come up with in the conclusion what they had learned that day. Okay. And eventually, teachers can incorporate cooperative learning structures, student research project, and inquiry lesson that require students to seek knowledge from sources other than the textbook or the teacher. So, besides that, they also can make the other activities outside of the classroom. That's called as a student-centered or making a project with the student. So that will build the collaboration between the student and also the teachers. Okay, and then for the fifth point, the last point, which is the novice teacher always can develop capacity for effective leadership. Okay, so the last point, which is the fifth point, is always the novice teachers is always develop capacity for effective leadership. Okay, leadership is enhanced when the teacher apply the knowledge, skills, disposition, and also behavior associated with the effective leaders. Okay, knowledge about the design, implementation, and evaluation of cut. Okay, and then let's we move to the last point, which is the novice teachers always develop capacity for effective leadership. When we talk about the leadership is actually enhanced when the teacher apply the knowledge. Okay, knowledge, skills, disposition, and also behavior associated with the effective leaders. And about knowledge is about the design, implementation, and evaluation of professional learning is a key variable in developing that capacity. So the teacher leaders that effectively use the interpersonal skills to build trusting relationship within the organization, engage the peers and also the administrators in collaborative learning, and also it will ensure that student learning is the cornerstone for all decision about teaching and learning. Okay, teaching leaders display attitudes and behavior that positively affect the environment in which they work. Particularly, the belief that all students and teachers have the capacity for growth and goal attainment. Okay, that's all from me about the leadership and management among novice teachers. So let's move on to the next presenter. Bye, thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Shafika Afifah binti Shuib and I'm going to present about difference between novice and experienced teacher in leadership and management. So the first difference is novice teachers tend to have lower self-efficacy for classroom management. Meanwhile, the experienced teachers tend to have higher self-efficacy for classroom management. Self-efficacy here refers to an individual's belief in his or her capability to organize and execute the course of action required to manage prospective situations. Teacher self-efficacy has gained an important role in the school psychology research as a result of its implications for teaching effectiveness, the instructional practices, and for students' academic achievement, as it is a powerful drive influencing the behavior of teachers in the classroom and the effort put in the endeavor. Teachers' competence in instructional planning makes teaching more effective, and thus it promotes student learning. So, for novice teacher, they tend to stick to their original lesson plans even when unexpected circumstances in student learning occur. And these teachers also often hardly follow the lesson outline they have planned, which might further complicate this issue. What happens in classroom is often unpredictable and therefore difficult to react well with the situation might cause misunderstanding in the classroom. This shows that novice teachers still struggling in dealing with their self-efficacy. Meanwhile, the experienced teachers often produce better written lesson plan, which a large amount of the detail remains in their teachers' thoughts. This shows that experienced teachers rely on rich variety of knowledge originating from their teaching experience. In addition, experienced teachers will enter the classroom with flexible lesson plans that were easily followed in teaching and enriched with explanation, guided problem solving, summarization, and others. In other words, experienced teachers were more flexible, making adjustments in their plans to meet the students' needs. Good classroom management can be defined as teachers that having different or many dimensions, handling with students' misbehavior and establishing the rules. All in all, the self-efficacy can be said and can be enhanced by the attempts that made by the teachers themselves to supervise students' learning, behavior, interaction, and discipline in the classroom. So let's move to the second difference, which is novice teachers have lack of communication strategies to interact with students, while experienced teachers can communicate well with the students. Good communication skills of a teacher are the basic needs of communication of academic success of the students themselves. Teachers with poor communication skills may cause failure of students to learn and promote their academic. Students need to understand what is right, what is wrong, why it totally depends upon the communication skills of the teacher which he or she adopt in the classroom. For learning, the learner must be attentive toward their teacher during the lecture. So, the teacher here should communicate in clear and understandable manner. Performance of teachers in the classroom totally depends on the communication skills. If the teacher has good communication skills, then he or she can easily convey his or her message or deliver the lecture in an understandable manner. For novice teacher, however, it is not always easy to enact their leadership roles on the school level. Sometimes they do not know how to communicate with the students due to unfamiliar situation. As an example, they might face difficulties in handling many students in a class, their misbehavior, and others. When there are many students in a class, they cannot go with a faster pace as they need to make sure the teacher need to make sure that there are no students are left behind. Novice teachers also sometimes have difficulties in creating two-way communication with the students as they always stick to the lesson plan that hardly for them to become more flexible. For the experienced teacher, usually they really have a good communication skills that can strengthen the relationship among the students and the teachers by improving the level of understanding among them. Effective teaching are not only depends upon the knowledge base of the teacher, but also it is related with the method and style of the teacher communication skill. There is a findings that considered teaching is generally considered as only 50% of knowledge and 50% is communication skill. So it is similar as it is not necessary for a teacher to have good knowledge, but it is also necessary for a teacher to have a good communication skills. Teacher with good communication skill always make things more easier and understandable. Effective communication skills are really important for a teacher in transmitting of education, classroom management, and interaction with the students in the classroom. So let's move to the last difference, which is the novice teachers avoid to contribute to school while the experienced teachers actively contribute to school. As a teacher, they of course need to contribute to the school. At the same time, the teachers become a leader in lead themselves for a betterment. Teachers here act as leaders can be described as hardworking colleagues who have clearly philosophy on education, perceive themselves as lifelong learner and usually creative and innovative, and being respected and valued by the other colleagues. As we know, young teachers who start teaching, and we call it as novice teacher, are often highly ambitious and passionate about their new profession, and therefore they want to contribute to improve their education inside and outside the classroom. So they are very keen on exercising their leadership roles, but sometimes they are too afraid to take responsibility as there are only a novice teacher without so much experience compared to the teacher which are more experts. or more experienced. So, previous studies have shown that some novice teachers are not willing to take any leadership roles, but instead they are able to enact these roles successfully. They might be afraid to take a big leadership role or a big task as it is involved in the real situation of the students, the school, and even the teacher. Therefore, they always become like a witness or participant, which a witness here can be described as they attend their meetings and activities as a part of a regular responsibility. And the participant here can be defined as they assist other teachers or school personnel during activities or even meetings. And it can be argued that novice teachers need time and support to develop themselves in these leadership roles. Therefore, they can start with leading the small tasks first and grow into more complex initiatives and projects in schools over time. The success of novice teachers' development into this role depends on the administrative support and facilitations, as well as novices' motivation and willingness themselves to become a good teacher leader. So, for the experienced teachers, they are now seen as a key to school improvement and performance. The presence of this experienced teacher is a significant factor in the commitment of schools to their role in guiding societies, to their role in developing schools' positive aspect in managing learning in more effective way. And most experienced teachers who have been in the profession for many years and have the necessary skill set usually do not face any difficulties served in the teacher leader capacities. So, teacher leadership is one of the fundamental approach to improve school to become more manageable. They cannot achieve this without sufficient guidance and competent leadership. Teachers rely on effective leadership to engage in school improvement efforts that improve student achievement. School improvement has better outcomes when there are opportunities for highly structured professional learning conducted by either the novice teacher or the experienced teachers in leading their own learning. So that's all for the difference between the novice and experienced teacher in their leadership and management. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Now, this is the time for us to discuss what are the issues and challenges of novice teacher regarding school management and leadership. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Syamimi binti Sain and I am the fourth presenter. So, that means there will have another one presenter after me. But don't feel burdened, okay? Let's gain this knowledge together. Alright. First thing first, I want to ask all of you these two questions. Are you really want to be a teacher? Yes or no? Or just due to your parents' pressure? But today, we're already in the final year of Faculty of Education, right? Again, Faculty of Education. So, are you sure with your choice? Or no? So, whatever choice that you have made, there must be a lot of challenge. Not only teaching profession, but other professions also have their own problem and challenge. The most important thing that you have to remember, every choice must come with a challenge. Once you make a choice, you must accept the responsibility. Okay. In reality, there are a lot of issues and challenges that arise among novice teachers. But for today, we only focus on 4 main issues and challenges, which are time and task management. The second one is the opportunity to make a decision. The third one is support from experienced teachers and principals. And the last one is about the credibility. According to Yuchi and Kozaba 2010, they found that most of novice teachers face many difficulties in the initial stage of their service. There are research that prove that the time management and balance as the most challenging issues among novice teachers, and this also affects the quality of management and leadership of the novice teacher in the early years of their service, said Saidun et al. 2015. Okay. Basically, there are 2 main aspects in management of novice teacher that can be discussed, which are inefficiency in managing time and inability to balance the duty and task properly. This situation occurs because most of them do not have the skill and experience for effective time management, and then they have to struggle at times to know where to begin and on what they should focus, and they have difficulties on how to decide the priority among all those responsibilities. And after that, they also have a problem in managing time while teaching in the classroom. Even though they already prepared the lesson plan, but as we know, the reality happen during the class can be unexpected, and usually novice teacher cannot manage the time well. Some of them might forget to start the class with proper induction set, and there are also some of them have no time for make a conclusion part because the time is over. So this shows that the time management in the classroom also can be a problem for novice teacher. In addition, a heavy workload has also caused a work-home imbalance. This time constraint affect their role to carry out their duty in preparing student material. In fact, there are research that stated senior teachers are there to exploit a novice teacher by giving all the workload on novice teacher. This is due to the entering a school, novice teachers are eager to take on tasks. However, this is taken advantages of. So, in a nutshell, majority of a novice teacher are classified as fail to balance personal and professional responsibility. Regarding to the article that written by Saidun et al. 2015, this balancing act put a novice teacher in a stressful situation and indirectly will lead them to a teacher burnout. Have you ever heard about it? Yes, I am pretty sure that all of you already know what is burnout is. Basically, burnout is about mentally, physically, and emotionally exhaustion. According to the Dr. Masli Malik, the statistics show that there are 4.4 teachers who identify as experiencing moderate stress levels. Okay, next. The second point is about the lack of opportunity being given to novice teacher to make a decision, and they become less confident. The novice teacher collectively agree that they only hear about the decision that are made by the school management, and they have no privilege to in a term of speaking and involved in decision making. Novice teachers also are disqualified from the role of being a leader within the school and being part of the decision making process because our leadership role which are seen as dominated by senior teacher only. Okay, next. Based on this problem, what are the effects on the novice teacher regarding management and leadership? Obviously, the problem will negatively affect novice teachers, such as novice teacher will have lack of experience or formal training in school management and leadership due to the lack of the chance given for them. As a result, most of the novice teachers feel less confident in making decisions and ultimately will allow them to make a mistake. The third issue is about a lack of support from senior teacher or experienced teacher, and also from the principal. In addition, there are also no direction and assistance from their senior teacher after being given a task. And the next one is there are also insufficient of induction and mentoring program at their school. There are some of the respondents said once an instruction is given to them, there is no follow-up support or guidance to show the novice teacher how to carry out the designated task. The novice teacher agreed that senior teachers do not cooperate and assist novice teachers and not giving them the support and recognition that they deserve. In the research also mentioned that the novice teacher expressed their disappointment and discontent when they were left in a classroom full of learners without being given any guidance what to do, the school time and so forth. Besides, the lack of induction and mentoring program also one of the issues. Therefore, teacher leadership among the novice teacher cannot be implemented and improved. As you can see the image on the slide, here are the example of view about how novice teachers feel. According to the National Association of Elementary School Principals, they feel like left alone and confused, might either sing or swim without being given a safety jacket. This is how, in reality, how novice teachers feel when there are no support from senior teacher at school. Last but not least, credibility issues also one of the popular challenges that happen among novice teachers. Because they were new or work in a school, student and senior teacher did not provide appropriate respect for them. This is quite sad if we are the one that undergo that situation, right? And the second one is their qualification, background or ability to lead. Even some of the novice teachers already have experience in their previous school. Third, novice teachers agree that their innovative ideas in terms of teaching techniques are not welcomed by their senior and been rejected. And the last one is most of the novice teachers will become insecure because the school community are judge them as a new teacher, and they receive a lot of negative judgment without being given any chance. Obviously, this is not fair to novice teachers. Before I end my presentation, I would like to highlight a quote from Duke Ellington. He said, "A problem is a chance for you to do your best." So we should not give up and we should not allow the problem or this challenge defeat us, because every problem has its own solution. So, fighting!
Hello and hi. Okay guys, we already know the issues of leadership and management among novice teachers, right? So, how to overcome this issue? To know more, let's proceed on ways to overcome the issues of leadership and management L and M among novice teachers in school, which will present by me, Aisyah binti Syamsul. Okay, now let's go. Okay, there are 4 ways to overcome the issues of leadership and management among novice teachers in school. Novice teacher can first work smart and be organized. Second, be confident to grab the opportunity. Third, gain support from colleagues. And fourth, seek feedback and ensure integrity. So let's see one by one. Okay, first, work smart and be organized. Work smart is figuring out what your strengths are and building a network around you to build upon those in order to reach goals in the quickest and most efficient way possible, like this picture here. Okay, in school, novice teachers have issues to become a good classroom leader. Classroom management is a subset of teacher leadership, where it refers to the capacity of a teacher to work collaboratively with school leadership, other teachers, and with parents to ensure high-quality learning for all students. When classroom management strategies are carried out appropriately by the classroom manager with good leadership skills, skill, they can reinforcing behavior and attitude to enhance learning. If the novice teacher not apply a good leadership skill in the classroom, which is a failure to become a classroom leadership, students are likely to become bored and passive. To avoid this happen, novice teacher must be organized by make consistent use of efficient management strategies. For example, to become a classroom leader, novice teacher should set clear goals for the better management in class or in school generally. When you set a clear goal, you give students and colleagues a near sense of direction, encouragement, and a sense of teamwork. Having goals that are unclear and not just frustrating, but it wastes a lot of our energy and can reduce teachers' performance. Remember, you can work hard, but if you don't work smart, you will work for the rest of your life. Okay, second is be confident to grab the opportunity. Okay, what is self-confidence? Self-confidence can be described as an ability to be certain about one's competencies and skill, which includes a sense of self-esteem. It is important for novice teacher to have self-confidence. Why? Because it can reflect a positive self-image for themselves. If novice teacher wants to become a good leader with a good management, they should have better self-confidence. This is because self-confidence is necessary for leaders to take risks and accomplish high goals. Leaders who have self-confidence tend to deal immediately and directly with problems and conflict they face, rather than procrastinating, ignoring, or passing problem to others. Who knows? When they exhibit confidence, it makes it easier for others to trust them as a leader, and people always want to work with the leaders they trust, right? Then, their colleagues will happy and feel positive about their ability to lead people and deal with their daily challenges. So, how novice teachers can gain their self-confidence? They must take opportunity without fear the mistake that will happen. Novice teachers should dare in taking an opportunity in school, since they involve in a wide range of collective work such as curriculum, extracurricular, school events, or school activity. Besides, school management should give opportunity to novice teacher in handling some school program or event in order to develop their leadership skill so that they can manage a better management. For example, school gives an opportunity to novice teacher in organizing one-day workshop in their major subject. This is also considered a proactive level of leadership at the school level. They should know that leaders are made. They are not born. They are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal that is worthwhile. Third is get support from other colleagues. Mentor and colleagues support are crucial for novice teacher in their initial years. Novice teacher are encouraged to know their colleagues who are other teacher, senior teacher, school administrator, and principal. This is important because when school staff recognize them, they can easily interact well beside the support they will get. As a novice teacher, you need to show yourself by participating in school program or events. By doing this, you can improve your management and leadership skill. To gain the support from others, you need to become a sociable person by asking a problem about school management you face. Don't be shy to show yourself, so be active person, okay? From this, other colleagues will know you're persistent in learning something new. Then surely they will always support you. As we know, some novice teachers are not good in adapting with new environment or school management, right? So they should always ask if they find some issues or problem in school management. Besides, they should intensify this relationship by discussing the issues they encounter with their colleagues and school leaders more often and asking for advice in solving them. School management members, on the other hand, can inquire on a more regular basis with them regarding the ideas and plans about successful ways to implement these ideas. Experienced school staff should know that strong people don't put others down, they lift them up. Okay? The study from S. Francisco in 2019, it proved that collaborative and supportive workplace is fundamental to effective workplace learning for beginning teacher. Okay. Creating and sharing knowledge need teamwork and collaboration to promote cooperate effectiveness and professional knowledge. Therefore, it is crucial in supporting each other to get a better result of management program in workplace, which is school. Okay, the last point is fourth, seek feedback and ensure integrity. Okay, as we know, novice teacher always face the issues of the lack of integrity in the eyes of their colleagues and senior teachers, right? So what is credibility? Credibility is what makes others trust and rely on you at the workplace. It is always related with a characteristic to be the trustworthy person. Like from this picture here, it shows that when a person have credibility problem, others will hard to trust and believe in them. Okay, so novice teacher should gain trust from others colleagues and their friends. So how novice teacher can increase their credibility? First, seek feedback from others. As a novice teacher, you may know that your credibility and success at work is based on what your peers and experts think of you. As a successful employee, seek feedback from superior and colleague by always ask their overview of your work for a better result. This is to improve your performance that in turn help gain credibility. Okay, all should know that good management consists in showing average people how to do the work of the superior people. Second, ensure integrity. Okay, integrity is about being true to yourself and to others. This is how others would believe you. Novice teachers should gain trust by ensuring there is complete harmony and honesty in what you think, say and do. When novice teacher were known as a person with integrity, this will demonstrate sound ethical and moral principle and is consistent with other school staff. Okay, besides with integrity, it can inspire the trust and confidence of senior teacher and principal. When the novice teacher can successfully boost their credibility, others will respect them and give opportunity to them in offering the better position in managing some program, because they will know that novice teacher will keep their values and be open and truthful about their mistake instead of hiding the mistake. Okay, next, for the recommendation, all parties are responsible to take action in order to improve the leadership and management skill among novice teacher. First, novice teacher should always find out and take opportunity to gain knowledge in leadership skill and management in school to enact their leadership roles. This purpose can develop their knowledge in school management and leadership skill. As a result, besides gaining this skill, novice teacher will be more comfortable to participate in collective work, either voluntary or compulsory, aided with support gained from experienced teacher and school administrator. Second, school might develop and implement induction support programs or design formal mentoring program for beginning teacher. This shows that mentoring program can effectively assist new teacher to get acclimated into the educational environment, become familiar and competent with the curriculum and expectation of the school, master the state standard, and increase the overall competence of the teacher. And last one, third, Faculty of Education should make classroom leadership and strategies for effective classroom management, particularly in dealing with discipline issues, front and center in practical course. Both Faculty of Education and Ministry of Education should place a research focus on evaluating policies and practice linked to classroom leadership and management in pre-service teacher for the educational program. This will help novice teacher to improve for the better leadership and management skill in the classroom. Okay, in conclusion, it is inevitable for novice teacher to encounter problem when they enter the real teaching atmosphere. Having an awareness of the problem that novice teacher experience will allow us to think more deeply about adopting approach that will help to make the transition from novice to expert person with better leadership and management skill in school. Besides, increasing the novice teacher's self-efficiency would reflect on educational instructional process. For the last word, I want to share a quote. People who are truly strong lift others up. People who are truly powerful bring others together. What I can say is leadership skill is important for powerful management system. Okay, that's all for our presentation. If you have any question, you can ask in our Google Meet. Okay, so thank you for watching.